My YouTube channel is a big part of my life, and yesterday before I went to sleep, I had to think about the entire situation once again and what it means for this channel when I'm feeling down IRL and then release videos in that mood. So I've written down some thoughts for anyone who cares here, and I know a bunch of people do care, so let's get into it. Being immature about something just means that someone didn't mature in that aspect compared to what we expect or even respect if context is missing. If I'm posting cringe, it's because I don't know better and I'll take responsibility for that and work on it. No need to be this defensive about it, you know. Working on it also probably means repeating mistakes. It's all a journey of learning, perspective, and growth. Overcoming overwhelm and personal barriers is what I set out to share on this channel, and especially sharing the things that did work for me, so others might not have to search for as long to learn these things. So the more problems I can solve and overcome, the more that I can potentially help as well. I'm sure everybody watching has some difficulties to handle. That's just life, and we can't handle those difficulties perfectly. Ultimately, we deal with them to the best of our ability at the current time, but that ability, of course, also has to grow. Otherwise, it becomes an excuse. In order to grow, we have to attempt and learn from these attempts, and some of these attempts will straight up fail. That is just what it is. The reality is that it is what it is. If I've learned anything, then that's the learning that made the most sense to me so far, because that's where I always arrive at the end of the day. Some days are more difficult, some are more easier, some happy, some sad, but at the end of them all, it was what it was, and it is what it is. Reality in a way just is. If we interpret it or not, doesn't matter. It's just there. And at that point, it's a matter of acceptance and self-grounding, which I try to do, but not always manage to do, even after understanding and learning for a while now. And still, it is improving. I don't know what I should be doing. One part of me just wants to produce good content and at whatever cost for entertainment, and another part just wants to be authentic and personal, and I confuse those two a lot. Even worse, when I misunderstand that ultimately I should strive to do both at the same time, and then real life comes into the mix and stresses me out, and it all results in overwhelm and blob, and videos like the existential crisis one. You guys always tell me just be authentic and be unapologetic, and I guess it's not as easy as I would like it to be for me personally, because in order to learn, I do have to try different ways, of doing this. For me personally, since I've diagnosed ADHD from when I was a kid, the mere fact that I'm keeping the daily video streak alive is already like a massive win in my book. And that some days quality is compromised because of happenings, it does weigh on me, but I ultimately accept it because the higher goal is consistency, as selfish as that might be. And being consistently bad is not a good thing, but in this context, it was basically inevitable. And again, it is what it is. I also know it's not consistently bad in general. I'm so thankful to everyone who comes by and hangs out and does have a good time here. But I also know I'm disappointing some people, which is also just going to happen even in a smaller community such as ours. And to the people who dislike me and my content, or some of the failed pieces of content that I've put out, you're still welcome here. And if it improves your day to click and dislike my stuff, I take a note of it, and that's it. I know I've messed up when videos have a good amount of dislikes, because generally the community is very nice and happy, which is what I've learned to love in the first place. So I apologize if I've ever made a video or made your day worse with my content, and that's that. I can't and won't promise that it's going to be completely different from now or anything like that. Either at the end of the day, all I've ever promised myself was that I'll do my best, which I am doing. And sometimes my best is just trash, or a little bit worse, or a little bit better. It's just not going to be perfect. It's going to be messy and weird, and sometimes it's going to be cringe as fuck. It is what it is. And that's pretty much it. I do hope you're having a fantastic day. Thank you very much for watching, and enjoy.